Welcome back to our weekly journal entry. My name is Roni, and today we are talking about people pleasing. If you're new here, feel free to like, share, and subscribe if you get some value from this video. And if you're coming back, welcome back. People pleasing is honestly a word I didn't even come across until COVID. COVID is when I first heard the word people pleasing, and I can't even remember the setting. I can't remember if I heard the word and then I went to therapy, or if I was in therapy and I heard the word. I think it's the latter. During COVID, I had started doing some inner child healing. I was doing sessions at that time. It was like a course kind of, but it was live classes. Really amazing stuff. I'm not sure if she does those classes anymore, but if she does, feel free to hit me up on Instagram. The link is in my bio and I will send you her information. But it was amazing for me. It was life-changing. Honestly, I will say that I confronted a lot about myself that I had not previously confronted. It was like the gateway for me to healing in general and to therapy in general. When I heard the word people pleasing, I initially thought, okay, that's not me. When I am literally the definition. I am the definition of a people pleaser at that time, but I was so out of touch with what it even meant. And so I downloaded a book, and the book, I will never forget the name of the book, but I don't remember the name of the author all the time. I should have looked it up before I started recording. It would have been a smart thing to do. The name of the book is Not Nice. And I remember going into, oh my God, it feels so crazy now, but I remember going into that book feeling so optimistic. In fact, I feel like I went into that book trying to find flaws in everyone else around me as to why I was feeling the way I was feeling, not expecting to hear that I was the problem. That was a hard pill to swallow. I think I cried a lot during COVID. COVID was a rough time for me, okay? Emotionally, I was going through a lot. And let me say, the reason I was looking for the issues in everyone else is because of how I was feeling. During COVID, I was feeling very isolated and I felt very resentful towards a lot of the relationships that I had. Friendships, family, husband, child, everybody. So I was looking to try and figure out what is wrong with these people. And turned out it was me. It was me. I was doing too much. And I was giving 150% without being asked to, unprovoked, and expecting it back from people who were just living their own life. And the truth is, nothing is wrong with living your own life. What I needed to be doing was living mine. I needed to be living my own life as well. It was a long journey. I want to say that I am now at the part in the journey where I am setting actual real boundaries, actually and really not taking on the emotions, additional work. I'm not taking on anything I don't want to do. If it is not an enthusiastic yes, it is an absolute no. I'm not doing it. And I'm just now getting to that point in my journey. So it's been a wild ride. But what I want to talk about specifically around people pleasing, because I'm sure that you can find lots of topics like this on the internet. And remember, we are having real conversations. We are talking about the actual stuff. Okay. One of the things that happens with people pleasing is that you learn not to trust your own voice. And to be honest, for me, I couldn't even recognize my voice. I didn't know when I wanted to do something just because I wanted to do it versus when it was something that made other people happy and then it made me happy because they were happy. And to be honest, it's something that still sometimes I have to get pointed out to me, because recently my husband and I were in Las Vegas and I was saying to him, you know, I was sad because I felt like we haven't been to one of our favorite vacation spots in a while. It's a vacation spot that we usually go with family. My daughter loves it there. My parents love it there. Our friends love it there. That we usually travel with to that place. And he was saying, but what do you get from that trip? And I was like, first of all, I don't need this. Like, I don't... Why would you confront me like that? And this is a theme right now with everybody who has been playing a supportive role in my life. Like, they are mad, aggressive. Like, they be saying things that I don't want to hear 24/7. Like, it's their job. But he said that and I was like, I mean, Zayla loves the pool and whatever, and I love the water. And so I get to swim too. And he's like, yeah, but you're usually so tired. You spend most of your time taking care of Zayla or focusing on what they need to do. And I don't know if it's actually a relaxing vacation for you. And he said it so casually too. Like, yeah, it is what it is. Like, I'm having an existential crisis. Like I am I am now being made to question a vacation that I always thought was a staple in our life as to whether or not I actually like this vacation. And I'm still thinking about it to this day. Like, do I truly really enjoy this vacation, or do I just enjoy that it makes other people happy? Nothing is wrong with me enjoying their happiness and wanting to provide that. But no, I have to think about the reasons why I miss that space. Is it that I'm missing fulfilling other people's needs? I have to look at the why. So it's something that I have to dig deeper into, because it's not just the layer, it's everything that's underneath. So I have to really sit and allow myself to think about what is really going on there. It's just an example of how much you can lose your own voice in people pleasing, feeling like you like things that you don't actually like. So once you get outside of the groupthink and the abandonment of self that comes with people pleasing, the next hurdle you're gonna hit is, okay, so now that I'm not doing things for them and I'm doing it for me, what do I actually want? One of the things that was the biggest shocker for me is self-care, and how bad I was messing up in self-care. Because like you, I have watched the YouTube videos of the girlies getting massages, facials, this, that, and the fifth. And I'm like, okay, that's how self-care is supposed to be. Let me try doing that. Didn't feel much better after. Didn't feel cared for. Didn't feel any different. And what I've had to learn is self-care doesn't look the same for everyone, even though it is packaged and sold that way. And again, the only people who benefit from it being packaged and sold as a one-size-fits-all is the person who's selling the book and selling the course. That's it. That's the end of the list. Even though it's packaged and sold that way, it is not always that way. I have figured out that for me, self-care is going to the beach by myself. I feel so refreshed, rejuvenated. Like, I feel the feeling that these people were talking about when I do that. For some people, self-care is going to be running a 5K. That is self-hate for me. What? Like, I'm sorry, I don't like to yuck anybody's yum, but no. But it could be for you. It could be like so mentally clearing. Like, you could feel like your mind goes quiet when you're running and it feels good to you. That I support you in that journey. Walking does help clear my mind if I'm walking on a flat area, no hills. Does help clear my mind. I think I will always be figuring out how to take care of myself as my needs change, as my desires change, as I change. I don't hold myself to the standard of, oh, this is it. I'm an evolving person. I'm always changing. If, as a matter of fact, if you scroll down on my YouTube channel, you will find a self-care video I did in my 20s where I was talking about the things that I did for self-care then. And those things, I can't do some of them now. Like my nails, I'm 100% allergic to acrylic, gel-X, even press-ons I can't do. So that was something that brought me joy and brought me out of postpartum depression. Just doing my nails, something very simple. Can't do it anymore. So I've evolved, I've changed, and I have to adapt because I have to take care of myself. Because if I'm not taking care of myself, I cannot hear my voice clearly and I cannot make decisions that are for myself because I don't know what it feels like to feel good. So once you move away from people pleasing and you start taking care of yourself and you start thinking about self, then you start to realize the next thing that's gonna come up is boundaries. I feel like boundaries was the majority of my journey. Like setting up boundaries was the majority of my journey because I got so much validation from feeling needed. I got so much validation from helping and being like, oh my God, Roni's, I wouldn't have been able to do it without Roni. Roni's this, Roni's that. I got so much validation from the praise because there is always a reward to the bad behavior. There's always a reward, and my reward was validation. So in order to set a boundary and feel good about the boundary, I had to learn self-worth, self-validation, centering myself over everyone else. It's difficult. It's a self-love journey that is not lined with flowers and roses. It was not for me, at least, but it got to a point where what I had to do was remind myself as many times as possible of who I am and who I want to be. And so I would have these affirmation cards all around my house, above every light switch, on every mirror, at every door. I would have them, and I would see them every day, and I would eventually start to believe them. I know that this works because I did the same thing when I was pregnant. I was so worried about miscarrying and having a premature baby. I wrote affirmations all over my house, and my baby was literally born full term, perfect health, amazing, as I had manifested. And so I do the same for my self-love, self-worth, self-validation. That's the same method and practice that I followed. I write it down and I read it until I believe it. Once you start to believe it, you'll notice that you move a little differently. You don't take on the same things that you used to take on. I don't give nobody 150% except myself. Number one gets 150%. Nobody else. And that's tea. Okay, so once you get through to boundaries, different things start happening. One, I believe that your vibe attracts your tribe, and so once you start setting boundaries, new people might start to show up in your life. Old people might fall away. All of that is okay. Everybody serves a purpose on this journey, and I can tell you, there's not one person. Hold on, let me think. There's not one person. Say this confidently now. There's not one person that I have fallen out with or that I no longer speak to for whatever reason that I regret our time together, because at that time I needed you. You fulfilled something that I needed, and I'm grateful for that time that we had together. It ended, and it is what it is. Or our journey just came to an end, and I don't see it as anything more or anything less. I'm actually really cool like around it. Do I feel the need though to rekindle friendships that have ended or relationships that have ended? No, I don't. Never have. No, like I've always been like this. I will forgive it. I will take the lesson from it, and that will be it for me. I'm good on the relationship. I'm good on the relationship though. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's not for me. So navigating your way out of people pleasing is gonna take some self-work. It is actually more about you than it is about anybody else. And the resentment is more about you than it is about anybody else. The exhaustion is about you, not about anybody else. The feeling like you have no identity, no personality, no self outside of the roles that you play of mother, wife, daughter, sister. It's all about you. It's not about the people who have put you in these positions. It's about you and how you respond being in these positions. And one thing that you have to be certain about is that you need you. Be whole, present, authentic, feeling fulfilled in this one life that we have to live, more than you need anybody who you are at risk of losing on this journey towards yourself. Because I can say that the biggest regret for me would be leaving this life and never having experienced myself fully. That would be a major regret for me. So I'm not doing that, and nobody's gonna get in the way of me doing that. Okay. So what is our journal prompt for today? I want to know in the comments, what are your self-care tips and tricks? What has worked for you? Especially if it's something unique, not the typical thing. But if the typical thing works for you, I also want to hear that, because some people think that, the opposite is always true. And there's always someone outside of you going through the same thing. So definitely drop it in the comments. What do you do for you? Self-care tips. Let us know. Where are you on the people-pleasing journey? Are you at the point where you've just confronted yourself? Are you feeling the resentment and the anger that's signaling that something is going on? Are you at boundaries? Are you at self-discovery? Where are you at? Let me know in the comments. I'm so happy that we journaled together this week, and I will see you next week for our next journal entry. Bye.